hate to break it to you, but there is no quick fix solution to get rid of abdominal fat. And if you're looking for a quick fix, then unfortunately, I don't have it for you today. What is up, everyone? It's Carmen here from drcarmenjames.com, and if you are new here, I make videos all about health and wellness. So if that sounds like something that you are into, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and if you do, hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Now, today's video is inspired by a comment that I received, which goes a little something like this. Can you make a video on how to lose belly fat in PCOS? Because my weight is normal and my body is okay, but I can't get rid of abdominal fat, and abdominal fat is my one and only problem. And so in today's video, we are going to be talking about 8 causes of abdominal fat in polycystic ovarian syndrome. And then in the next video, I'm going to share with you some strategies, some things that you can do to get rid of abdominal fat if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please keep watching. Now, there are 2 types of abdominal fat. Subcutaneous fat, which is the fat that accumulates just below the level of the skin. And then there's visceral fat, which is the fat that accumulates between your organs. Now, visceral fat is far more dangerous than subcutaneous fat, but in abdominal fat collections, you really tend to get a mixture of these two. And so in this video, we are going to be exploring some of the reasons why this may be happening to you if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, because I hate to break it to you, but there is no quick fix solution to get rid of abdominal fat. And if you're looking for a quick fix, then unfortunately, I don't have it for you today. But in order for us to determine how to get rid of abdominal fat, it's important that we understand why this is happening. So the first reason why you may be having abdominal fat if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome is because of insulin resistance. Now, insulin resistance is something that occurs when your body is not able to process and use insulin correctly. Insulin is a hormone that helps sugar or glucose move from the bloodstream into your cells where you need them for fuel as energy. And so what generally happens is that you'll eat a meal, your blood sugar will go up, and then insulin levels will also go up, and the insulin acts almost like a key in the lock to unlock the cells, allowing glucose from the bloodstream to get into the cells. But what happens in insulin resistance is it's almost as if there's some bubble gum stuck inside that lock. And so insulin is there as the key, but it cannot actually unlock the cells. And so your body thinks that, okay, maybe I need to create more insulin. And so your body produces more and more insulin, thinking that the insulin is not enough. And so you end up with this high amount of insulin circulating in your bloodstream. Now, insulin is a fat storage hormone, among other things. And so this is what actually promotes the accumulation of fat. Now, insulin resistance is a very common underlying root cause in polycystic ovarian syndrome, and may be the reason why you are seeing this accumulation of fat around the belly area. Some other signs of insulin resistance in PCOS include things like acanthosis nigricans, which is this darkening of the skin that happens. It's really like a velvety kind of darkening of the skin that can be seen around the neck area, under the armpits, and even in the groin. Another example of something that you may see in your body as a result of insulin resistance is skin tags, which is these little fleshy tags of skin that may also develop around the neck area and even in the underarm area. Some of the causes of insulin resistance include having a diet that is high in refined sugars and refined carbohydrates. So insulin resistance is one reason why you may have belly fat if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome. The second reason why you may have tummy fat if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome is inactivity or doing the wrong types of exercise. So the less active we are, the more difficult our bodies find it to process insulin and process glucose. In fact, it's been shown that the more we sit, the more insulin resistant we become. It's still not 100% clear as to how inactivity and sitting affects our ability to process glucose and why we tend to have this increased amounts of insulin in our bodies when we are sitting for long periods of time. But certainly, if you are not exercising, or if you're exercising incorrectly, if you have PCOS, then the way that your body is going to burn through sugar is going to be negatively affected. And so if you have excess glucose in your body that you're not burning off through exercise, then again, that's going to trigger storage of that glucose as fat. And this may also lead to accumulation of fat around the tummy area. So the second reason for abdominal fat in polycystic ovarian syndrome is inactivity or not doing the correct type of exercise for PCOS. The third reason why you may be accumulating fat around the tummy area is if you are not getting good quality sleep. So sleep is vitally important. Our bodies actually rest and regenerate while we are sleeping. But we know that if you are not getting enough sleep and if your quality of sleep is not good, then that is going to negatively affect your hormones, in particular your hormones like leptin, which is a hormone that tells your body that you've had enough to eat. So we see that people who are not getting enough quality and quantity sleep experience hormone disruptions that may promote fat accumulation. So it's important to kind of look at your sleep patterns and see how much sleep you're getting, and also understand what are some of the things that are negatively affecting your ability to get good quality sleep. If you're wanting to know some ways that you can get better quality sleep naturally, then check out this video that I made to answer that exact question. The fourth reason why you may be having abdominal fat if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome is because of a buildup of toxins. Toxins may enter your body through air pollution, through water, through your food, and even through some of the things that you may be applying on your skin. So for example, in your personal care products. And some toxins are known to be endocrine disruptors, which basically means that they cause imbalances in our endocrine system. And our endocrine system is responsible for producing and regulating our hormone levels. And as we mentioned before, an imbalance in your hormones can lead to fat storage. Another interesting thing about fat is that our hormones also generally tend to accumulate in our fat. And so, for example, if you are consuming a diet that is high in artificial hormones, then those excess hormones can accumulate inside your fat and also make it very difficult to shed that extra abdominal fat that you may be experiencing. And so toxins in your environment may be contributing to the accumulation of abdominal fat if you have PCOS. The fifth reason for excess tummy fat in polycystic ovarian syndrome is a disruption in your gut bacteria. And so we know that something called the gut microbiome is this diverse population of bacteria, viruses, sometimes even fungi that live inside our gut. And these bugs are doing amazing things. They're helping to digest our food and they're producing hormones. And what we know is that the diversity and the population of bugs that are in your gut affect your metabolism. Studies have shown that if you take the gut microbes out of the guts of lean mice and put them into the guts of obese mice, that the obese mice actually lose weight simply as a result of getting the right types of bugs in their guts. And so if your gut bugs are out of balance and if your diet is not promoting a diverse, healthy population of gut bugs, then that can be negatively impacting your metabolism, leading to the accumulation of abdominal fat. I've put together a guide with 10 ways to restore your gut health, and you can get it in the link in the description section below. But an imbalance in your gut bugs is something that you may not have considered to be contributing to an excess amount of fat accumulation in the tummy area. And so paying attention to your gut health is also going to be important when it comes to trying to understand how to lose excess weight in the tummy area. Stress is another reason why you may be accumulating excess weight in the abdominal area. One of the stress hormones is cortisol, and we know that when we are constantly stressed out, cortisol is being released on a long-term basis, and cortisol increases our blood sugar level, and it also causes us to store fat. And so we know that stress is a part of life, and we really can't avoid the stresses that we face on a day-to-day basis. But thinking about how to manage our stress is also going to be important when it comes to trying to understand how to reduce abdominal fat in polycystic ovarian syndrome. Another contributor is not eating enough fiber. Fiber is very powerful for making sure that our blood glucose levels are well regulated. And if you are eating a diet that is low in fiber, it probably means that you're eating a lot of refined foods. And so if you think of refined foods, we're really thinking about foods that have had their fiber stripped away from them. So if you think of things like white breads and white rice and white pasta, for example, those foods have had their fiber stripped away. We also find fiber in fresh fruits and fresh vegetables and whole grains. And so if your diet doesn't contain these types of foods, then that is going to be negatively affecting your blood glucose levels. Another important role of fiber in your body is to feed and nourish those gut bugs as well. And so this is important to think about if you have an excess accumulation of fat in the tummy area. Now, the final reason why you may be having an excess accumulation of fat in the tummy area if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome is chronic inflammation. We know that most people with chronic illness of any kind will have chronic underlying inflammation, and this is the same in polycystic ovarian syndrome. We know that fat is actually actively involved in inflammation, releasing something known as cytokines, which trigger this increased amount of immune system activation. Now, we need our immune systems to be activated in the short term. For example, if you have a cut on your skin, you want your immune system to dive in there and make sure that bacteria don't overgrow and make sure that your skin gets repaired. But chronic inflammation is very different, and this is really like a slow burn of inflammation that happens over a long period of time. Now, chronic inflammation can cause a host of symptoms depending on where the inflammation is most prominent. But some things that may be happening if you have inflammation in your body is you may be feeling pain, you may be feeling brain fog, you may be feeling tired all the time, your energy levels may be feeling very low. You may even have joint issues or even gut and digestion issues. And so chronic long-term inflammation is very important to think about if you have excess accumulation of fat in the tummy area. And so if you'd like to learn more about what you can do if you have an excess accumulation of tummy fat, if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post that video. But I hope that you found this video helpful. If you have, please leave me in the comment section below and like this video, and feel free to share it if you think that it would be helpful for somebody else that you know. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.